What is up, my friends? Jay coming at ya. I'm your host today, and we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. Today we're going to be talking about ICOs, actually. We're going to be talking about why most ICOs fail. And this is a topic that I don't think a lot of people are really looking at the right way. All right, so let me set the context, set the tone, and we'll break it all down. So first things first, the game of ICOs has been changing, right? It changes every single day. And if you're not noticing this, if you're not up to speed on this, then don't even bother investing. Don't even bother getting started in any of this stuff, because you'll just get railroaded. You'll get completely taken to the windmill and eaten alive, okay? So the game in 2017 is completely different than the game now. I think from everything that I've been reading articles on how to best market. I've been researching the best marketing companies for cryptocurrency startups. Obviously, I get a ton of emails every single day. Hey, do a review video for this ICO, do a review video for that ICO, and it's coming from these marketing agencies, and I will tell you definitively that 99% of them suck. And we already know that most ICOs fail. So what is actually going on here? What is actually wrong with this picture? Let's start with the data. All right, I'm gonna save the golden nugget. I'm gonna save exactly what's going wrong for the very end of the video. So it's up to you to stick around until the end, okay? And if you can't, then that's okay too. Some older stats, but still really, really relevant. This was released on February 25th, 2018. This one's backed by some data. So last year it tracked 902 token data ICOs. 142 of them had failed before fundraising, and another 276 failed after fundraising. That's a 46% failure rate, equaling a total of $233 million, and that sucks. There's another stat here, is that 113 of the projects semi-failed. And what that means is that they've gone off the radar, the community has kind of died out, withered down, and not really active anymore, okay? So there's that stat. The next one I wanted to show you is this one, showing that 46% of ICOs have failed. This study went from January 2017 to March 2018, and this is done by Boston College, Carroll School of Management, or Carroll School of Management, however you want to pronounce that. But 44% of the startups, the ICO startup, ICO cryptocurrency startup, ICO cryptocurrency, whatever you want to call it, 44% of them have failed. It was a total of 4,000. The sample size was 4,000 ICOs. It raised a total of $12 billion. Let that sink in. $12 billion. 44% of those failed. That is not a good statistic. This is reminding me all over again of the .com bubble and the internet bubble, isn't it? So this this stat, wow, I can't talk today. I've been fasting since yesterday at 2 o'clock, so it's 8 a.m. the next morning, so I'm slightly retarded. Just deal with it. The data for these 4,000 ICOs was gathered from ICO data, ICO drops, ICO bench, ICO rating, ICO check. Yeah, those are like all the main sites for ICOs. And so here's the result. Only 48% of the completed ICOs included in the study sample declared figures higher than 0 for capital raised. Read that again. Only 48% of completed ICOs included in the study sample declared figures higher than 0 for capital raised. Of the remaining 52%, a number of projects raised capital and continued with the project without declaring how much they raised, and some raised capital without achieving their soft cap goal, resulting in refunds to investors. Others were ICO scams with promoters who stole investor funds, and the remaining were token sales that were announced but never actually took place. Now that you've got some stats, it's gotten incrementally worse, I think, in 2018. And in 2017, what I think was working, and I've talked about this many times, is that you could just buy just about any ICO, and as soon as it got listed on an exchange, as long as it was a decent exchange, you sell off and you'd at least break even, but most of the time you'd do fairly well. Early 2018, that game started shifting. Mid 2018, that game is gone. And now there are so many other elements that matter. But why? What is everyone missing? Because if you go through Telegram, and I'm in a gazillion groups, everyone's got a different opinion. They got to keep doing AMAs. They got to keep up in the community. They got to promote people to build on their platform and on their token. They got to do this, they got to do that. And you see all these different opinions of what's going wrong. They got to do more marketing. They got to get more YouTubers to do reviews. And I'm going to tell you right now that all of that is yes and no of the reason why all this is failing. And we're gonna get into more of that in just a minute. Oh, he cliffhangered you again. He cliffhangered you again. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? I didn't actually look this over, but it looks like this is just a duplicate of the same studies that I just showed you. I did want to show you this, which what's interesting is the top 10 list on bitcoinist.com. The number 10, they don't even know. Lack of reasoning on their official domain, no background information on projects they've worked on. Then why is it in the top 10? Top 10 marketing agencies for ICOs. Why is it in your top 10 if it doesn't even have, they don't even have any proof that they've worked with a project and been successful? Are you kidding me? Like, that's the best we've got, is that you can't even find this information. And this is a little bit older of an article, so I'm using this partially to be funny, but it is a good point. Like, the top 10 marketing agencies that they've got, no. Just no, okay? Let's get actually into it now. What is actually going wrong? People are failing to see that the intelligence level of the market has gone up. It's that simple. The awareness level has gone up. So now you have to bridge the gap between the awareness of a problem and the awareness towards your product or towards your coin or towards your service. I really feel like every single ICO should be watching this right now. Every single altcoin project should be watching this video right now. So if you are, listen up. This is what matters. You need to bridge the gap from awareness towards the problem and awareness of your product. And depending on where the awareness level is at, you need to bring up and focus on different things. In the beginning, when they're not aware of your product at all, it's stories, success stories, your story. As the intelligence goes up and now there's a lot of competitors in the game, it's features, it's benefits, it's tech. And then as they are aware of your product, it's getting them to come back, getting them to use it, getting them to buy, getting them to check out, right? And I'm saying this in general, but you can apply it to your ICO project equally. Discounts, get them to come back to the checkout page. You failed to complete the sales cycle and the sales process. There's this big fundamental piece missing, which is the market sophistication itself. This is true for Bitcoin as well. Like, this could become a problem for Bitcoin itself. Yes, I thought I'd never say that, but as I'm seeing the months roll on and the people that are in charge of Bitcoin, you know, Andre and everybody else, like, they need to be good at marketing. They need to continually be crystal clear about the value proposition of Bitcoin. It can never falter. And the reason why is because that is Bitcoin's only marketing. And as the market gets smarter, they're going to continually and increasingly amount of numbers be asking, why the fuck should I care about Bitcoin anymore? Why should I care about this anymore? I could just go use this over here. We could, and if we get to the point of where more altcoins get better at marketing than Bitcoin, it will affect Bitcoin. Yes, it will. And so it will no longer matter that it was the first. So let me take a step back. Let me explain this even more. In the beginning, all that matters is that you were the first. And in fact, Bitcoin wasn't the first, but it doesn't matter. It was the first one to really come out and make a wave. Apple wasn't the first computer, but it was the first one to come out and make a wave. And so Red Bull wasn't the first energy drink, but it was the first one to come out and make a wave. And so that works in the beginning, and then eventually it doesn't matter anymore, because then Monster comes on the scene, and then Microsoft comes on the scene, and then ETH comes on the scene, and Ripple, and all these other altcoins come on the scene, and then it no longer matters that you were the first, right? So then you have to shift the marketing, you have to shift the conversation and how you're talking about it. And what I'm seeing is I'm seeing people finally getting smart. Bitcoin Cash, still not getting smart. Ripple, starting to get smart. ETH, still not getting smart. But a lot of these other up and coming coins are getting smart with their marketing. And this does affect Bitcoin, and it will affect Bitcoin. And what blows my mind and cracks me up at the same time is all the people that, no, marketing's a scam. Marketing doesn't matter. Like, that one almost, like, that one should take you back so much when somebody says that and really show you just how clueless they are. Because marketing is what sold everything since the beginning of time. I'm sorry to say that, but that's true. Marketing 100% matters here and is 100% relevant in crypto. And so what I see is that we've gotten away with, because the market sophistication was low, you got away with just saying like, oh yeah, we're the first bank on the blockchain. Oh, we're gonna bring corn on the blockchain. We're gonna do a credit, a debit card backed by crypto. Okay, now you look around and there's 5 or 10 of each, and so it's like, so what? And we're gonna do real estate on the blockchain. Doesn't matter anymore. And more people are starting to question, well, why are you tokenizing this? Does it need to be tokenized? Does it matter? What is the benefit to us? And then you got to watch in the United States, because as you start talking about the benefits of the tokenization of your thing, you got to watch that it doesn't fall into the security, because then the securities different departments, the DOJ, the FBI can come after you and shut you down. They can sue you. Doesn't mean that that will shut you down, but they can sue you, take you to court, and you got to pay fees for not being licensed as a security. All this is turning into a giant game that I think a lot of people aren't realizing. And as that's going on, the sophistication level of the market itself is going up. People are getting smarter. So what are people now looking for? The market itself, what are they now doing with ICOs? Well, they're researching the shit out of them, and they're picking like 5 or 10 that they're gonna hold on to for the next 2 to 5 years. They're starting to do what? Exhibit behavior of an actual investor, like what Warren Buffett does. He invests in things that he doesn't expect to move for a long time. And I think, I don't know the exact wording, I can't remember it, but his strategy is like, he basically buys and invests in things that he would want to hold for a lifetime. Let that sink in. He invests in things that he would want to, so people ask him like, how long are you looking to be in this? He'll say, ultimately, my whole life, a lifetime, forever. That's what he invests in. And so you got a lot more people that have been around now since November of 2017, October of 2017, that they're wising up because they've lost a lot of money. And this space has lost a load of money since its inception. Let's not get that mixed up or confused at all. In comparison to other markets, I think it's still really quite small, and the numbers that I've seen in comparison are really, really small in comparison to like overdraft fees with banks and penalty fees and balance not high enough fees and all that. It's still really, really low. So are the hacks, right? But anyways, to go back to my core point is that people are missing the fundamentals here, the fundamentals of the sophistication level in the market itself. And so what I'm seeing right now is that there's a ton of ICOs that you notice that they're all playing from the same playbook. They're going around and dumping a bunch of money into video reviews. They're dumping a bunch of money into just garbage ass pre-roll ads on YouTube, banner ad placements, display. Some of them are remarketing, but most of them aren't even remarketing. And then here's the big one. They're all going around to events, and they're bringing on somebody who just, they want to have fun. They think that this isn't work. They think that they're on vacation. So you're sending them to France and Europe, all over the place, last minute tickets, and then you're buying them booth space, which is through the roof at these crypto events and these crypto summits, and you're putting them there, and you're not even giving them the marketing message. You're not even giving them what's the call to action. What's our USP? What's our booth strategy? Let's rehearse our booth strategy before we even get there. Are you kidding me? You go and talk to these people and they're clueless. Here's what's the funniest part, okay? I've never gone to a single crypto event at the time of shooting this video, but I bet you, I guarantee you that I could tell you exactly the type of people that show up and exactly how people behave that are running those booths. How? How's that possible? Because it's the same being duplicated over in this space, from the startup space, from the internet marketing space, from the I want to get rich quick space. It's all the same. It's a continuation of the same demographic. Now over here in crypto. Why does everyone have booth babes? Half-naked women that look pretty? Well, because a large part of the demographic in crypto is nerdy, geeky, hiding behind the computer types. So, oh my gosh, a pretty girl's gonna talk to me. Yes, that's why they're doing it. Why does like, let's throw a party on a yacht still work? Oh my God, why does that still work? Because people think making a bunch of money, getting rich quick is gonna solve all their problems still. So if they think that and you help facilitate that, make them feel good about themselves, they might affiliate your product. They might sell your They might go and start to shoot some video reviews for you. But most of these people that they're sending to these events are not doing, and it's mostly because two things. They have not been prepped properly before they go. They don't have the tools for success, and they think that this is just, they can go off. They can go have fun. So they don't care. Cool, they got this little demo. We spent $20,000, $30,000 on the booth. They got a little demo, you got a couple chicks. They're trying to hit on the chicks. They're not answering questions. They're actually hoping that people don't come to the booth so that they don't have to talk to people. They can go get drunk at the bar and around and walk around at other people's booths. Don't believe me? Go to one event for 15 minutes and you'll see it. And that's why it's like, I don't have to go to one to understand what's going on here, because it's the same problem. It's the same. So what's gonna matter now is, yes, all those things will matter. Constant communication with the community, educating your community, being clear about what is your USP, what is your unique selling proposition. Clarify that. It should be revisited weekly by you and your inner team, by your marketing team. It should be visited weekly. What's our USP? Why? Who's our target demographic? Let's try and like do a fun exercise where we walk out in the streets of New York or wherever your office is, and we point out that's our target market. That's our target market. They're not. She's our target market. If you can't do that, then you've got a problem. You should just fire whoever's running your marketing. That is how crystallized you want this. And you should be using ad platforms that give you the data to run comprehensive, let's call it analysis, and get that quantifiable data on who your target demographics are. You should be leveraging your social influencers and their crypto authority to give you insight, but you don't. You want to pay someone 5 ETH, 3 ETH, 10 ETH to do a video review, and you're just like, oh yay, hey community, we did it. You see? We got an Ian Bellina review. That, dude. That shit's not working anymore. It's retarded and you look stupid. So let me give you a prime example of this. Tolar, let's pull it up. Just epic. And this is what dithering looks like. This is what indecision looks like, okay? So Tolar, which the ticker's TOL, they just released yesterday, the 30th of September on not Hubio, but Hotbit, which, what the fuck is Hotbit exchange? Here's just a short timeline of events summarized for you. They asked for a vote, and from the community, they went against the vote. They asked investors to agree on something, which didn't work out. Then they did the crowd sale. They released the coin on September 30th, which was a Sunday. They guaranteed that it was gonna be on a top 5 exchange. Hotbit is not a top 5 exchange. It's a dog shit exchange, and the price is gonna dump. They have zero experience in the crypto space, apparently. I didn't actually know this. But overall, they just keep making failure, mistake after mistake, and that's what dithering and indecision looks like. You cannot have that. You need outside advisors to help guide you, to help keep the north on your compass. Because the minute that you start to behave like that, everyone's gonna dump your shit. You got all this ground to catch back up again. I can't tell you how many countless projects now that we've done a paid review for, have reached out to us, and I started communicating with their inner team, and marketing was so disconnected from the rest of the project. You know, every other week, every other month, they got a new marketing person. Or then I did a review for this project, and in a month later, I reached back out to the people to see like, hey, how's everything going? I reached back out to the marketing team. Oh, I'm not working with that project anymore. A month later? So they're just recycling assets. It irritates me because 90% of them still don't understand that marketing is the main thing they should be focused on, besides the tech. And when I make a statement that says like, you should be solely focusing on marketing, I'm assuming you have a working product. Like, come on. I'm assuming you've already got all that figured out, and that now it's time to focus on getting it out to the public. But it's so crucial, even when you don't have a working product, to clearly be able to talk about the platform and the product itself. This is who we are. This is what we do. Problem, solution. Here's what I got for you. Buy now. What's your call to action? Support the platform. How do they support the platform? How do they get involved in the community? What are you doing for those people now that the ICO is over? And it's like I keep seeing this rehash over and over and over again. Just get more video reviews. Get listed in more of these bullshit Excel spreadsheets for pump and dump groups, for ICO drops. That's not working, and it's not gonna work. It's time that you actually go out and you hire somebody who's competent and knows what the they're talking about with marketing and how to market, and you bring them on board and you involve them in deep enough aspects of the company and of the brand so they can get a clear idea of what's going on and be able to go and craft these things for you. Then you go out and you start to sample this and test this out in paid marketing, and you get that sample data back, and you start to get your metrics, and you got quantifiable data, and you start split testing, and oh my god, heat mapping. Yes, all the shit that a regular website, a regular business and brand does. Just blows my mind that more people from like the marketing circles and stuff that I used to run in aren't just completely infiltrating crypto, because it's so easy right now. Nobody has a clue. They're pulling people from old dinosaur world that just don't get it. They don't understand online enough. You got to understand online and offline print. and old school tactics and old school, you know, guerrilla methods and things like that. So anyway, that's why most ICOs are failing, because they fundamentally suck at not only marketing, but understanding the intelligence level of the demographic itself. I bet you if you were to ask them, that would be an amazing question actually. Who's your demographic? If they say everyone, you run. You run for the hills. You imagine going to a coach to lose weight. Who do you work with usually? I work with everyone. Are you kidding me? Do you want to work with that guy? I want to lose 15 pounds in 2 weeks for a ballerina contest. Who do you work with? I work with football players. No. No. No, 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 no. In general, when somebody says that their demographic is everyone, they're clueless and they're stupid and you should run away. And when somebody tells you that they work with football players and you're a ballerina, obviously that doesn't match up. So you don't want to work with them either. Anyway, that's my point. You need to be cognizant of this as an investor, as a speculator with your retail money, as an ICO. Hopefully there's been a ton of ICOs that watch this video. Like, it's time to wisen up. The market's gotten smarter and you haven't. So that's why your project is probably failing. But anyways, the speculators, the investors, you got to be holding these brands more accountable. We all should be holding them more accountable. Like, what's your USP? Who's your demographic? What are you going for? And it's not giving away intellectual property. They can tell you in a general sense. Have you sign an NDA? That's not a big deal. But that's what's going on here, guys. Mark my words. Okay, guys, so that's what's actually going on here. And you can study this for yourself. You can go and look at what Apple did in the beginning versus what it has to do now to sell. Look at what Microsoft got away with in the beginning and what it has to do now. In the beginning, it's just, hey, I'm here, guys. Yep, all right, sweet. Everyone comes in. Then there's 15 of you. Then what? Then you got to start to make it tribal. You got to start to sink it into core fundamental pieces of who we are as humans. And so the intelligence level and what you have to do to market that has a cycle. That's what I got for you. If you like this video, share it around. Share it around, please, with ICOs. Like, literally email this to ICOs if you need to, but let's help them get smarter. Let's help them realize that they need to invest more into this. They need to do more here. And if this is your first time to the channel and you like what we're doing, then hit the subscribe button, please, and the bell notification so that you kind of sort of know what we're doing here. Be on the lookout because we'll be dropping more videos on the channel very, very soon, my friends. See ya.